Guys, it is currently 2020, and you know what that means. The federal tax credit is gone, like forever. But perhaps with a little bit more research, you just might be able to justify moving forward with a brand new Tesla regardless of the federal tax credit. So, can you afford a Tesla in 2020? Let's find out. Before we get into today's video, I just want to remind you guys that the giveaway for EV Armor's center console wrap kit is still available until March 31st. So if you're interested in this giveaway, make sure to check out last week's video. All of the giveaway rules will be in the description box of that video, so make sure to check it out and good luck to all of you. Now let's get into today's video. What's poppin', what's Gucci, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is meant to serve as a comprehensive guide for the people who are on the edge of buying a Tesla because the federal tax credit is gone. So if you're sitting on the edge, hopefully this helps. I know some people are worried that they can't afford a Tesla because the federal tax credit was phased out in 2020, but there may be some additional savings that you might not know about yet. But first, let's take a look at how much a Tesla costs. For this example specifically, we're going to be taking a look at the Model 3 Performance. And since we're in a hypothetical situation, let's soup this baby up and make it my dream build, because even though I love my SR Plus, who doesn't love that 3.2 second 0 to 60 acceleration time? The purchase price for a Tesla Model 3 Performance without any upgrades is $56,990. Even if you opt in for the Performance upgrade, which consists of things like the 20-inch performance wheels, performance brakes, lowered suspension, carbon fiber spoiler, and things like that, it doesn't add anything on top of that purchase price. However, the things that do cost a little bit of extra money out of your pocket are things like the paint, the interior color, and full self-driving. But again, since this is a completely fictional situation, let's go ahead and add in Midnight Silver Metallic for $1,000 and the white interior for $1,000. You know what? Let's go ahead and add in full self-driving, because why not? This is completely fictional and it's my dream build. Now the total amount of this specific dream build is $65,990. Just about $9,000 more expensive than what our original purchase price was. But does it really cost this much? What I mean by this is that this is absolutely not the amount of money that you're going to be paying. Keep in mind that there are a whole bunch of people out there who simply take a look at this number and think this is the exact amount of money that they're going to be paying. That is absolutely not the case. There are things like taxes, interest rates if you're financing, documentation fees, registration fees, so on and so forth. On the other hand, there are potential savings like from your state rebates or rebates from your electric provider. When I purchased my Tesla Model 3, I had to really make sure that my purchase decision made sense. I own a BMW, and ever since I switched to my Tesla Model 3, I have been able to save $200 to $300 every single month just based off of monthly payments, gas, maintenance, etc. And I'll go over that in just a bit. Going back to this hypothetical build, let's use California as an example since I personally live in the Bay Area. If you also live in the Bay Area, you are eligible to apply for a $2,000 rebate when you purchase and take delivery of a Tesla Model 3. That is $2,000 cash that you can either put back in your pocket or you could put it towards your loan. In addition to that, electricity providers like PG&E offer an $800 clean fuel rebate as well. Another $800 back into your pocket or towards the car. And since we're in California, we would take a 9% sales tax rate to calculate the amount of tax for the car. And one thing to keep in mind is that Tesla does charge a $1,200 destination and documentation fee. So if we take 9% of that $67,190, that equates to be roughly $6,047.10. Add that back to the configuration price, it totals out to be $73,237.10. Is that it? Are we done yet? Remember what I said about documentation fees, registration fees, and all of that? Let's add it all up real quick. Right off the bat, Tesla charges a $30 convenience fee to handle all of your things like registration, titling, so that you don't have to stand in the DMV for hours. On top of that, vehicle licensing fees, registration, titling, tire fees, it all comes out to be $530. At least that's what they charged me. Once you add everything up, the subtotal of the car should be $73,797.10. Do we stop here? If you're paying for the car in cash, then yes. Otherwise, we're still missing the down payment and the finance charge if you're planning on financing the car. And again, since this is a completely fictional example, let's just say that we're planning to put nothing down for the car and just finance the whole amount. You know, you go to the bank or credit union, you talk to a couple loan officers, and then finally they approve you for a 3.5% interest rate. Essentially what this interest means is the amount of money that the banks are going to charge you for letting you borrow their money. Using a basic online loan calculator, the total amount of interest paid in this loan would be $8,126.88. This is basically the amount of money that you're giving back to the bank for borrowing their money. Yeah, it's a lot. This means that the total amount of money that you're going to be paying for this car is just shy of $82,000, or roughly about $1,137.83 per month for 72 months if you're planning on financing the car for 6 years. Do you remember when we built out that $66,000 car? Yeah, it easily turned it into an $82,000 car after taxes, fees, and interest. We're just rounding up to make it easier. Do you recall when we calculated the $2,800 in savings? Let's subtract that from the $82,000 real quick. This brings the car's cost to be $79,200. This is basically $13,000 more expensive than what our configuration price was. I guess what I'm trying to say here is make sure you understand that what you see is not what you pay until you fully calculate everything yourself. If you are thinking about buying a Tesla, make sure you crunch the numbers yourself, otherwise you might end up in some deep doo-doo. I was going to end the video here, but there's just one more thing that I want to touch on. I've talked about it in my previous videos, but because it's so important, I just want to highlight it again. What I'm talking about is all the miscellaneous fees that you have to deal with an ICE vehicle. If you currently own one, chances are you have to fill up every single week and have to deal with things like oil changes. You've got to keep in mind that these things add up real quick, so what I would suggest is just keeping a year's worth of maintenance records, gas, and oil changes so you fully understand how much it costs to operate your car. With a Tesla, you don't have oil changes, you don't have gas, and maintenance is overall less often just because the car is more simple. Sure, you have to pay a little bit more in electricity every single month, but in my personal situation, I'm only paying about a fourth of what I used to pay in gas. So if you're interested in learning about how to calculate your charging cost, I do have a video in my channel that I'll link in the description box below, so make sure to check it out. Remember guys, every single detail matters because it ultimately clarifies whether or not you can afford a Tesla. Feel free to run through an example with your dream build and just switch up the numbers that I use today so you can ultimately decide whether or not you can afford your dream Tesla. Again, if you're currently driving an ICE vehicle, make sure to factor in things like gas, maintenance, insurance, oil changes, all of that, so you can ultimately decide whether or not you can justify your new purchase. My Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus was the best car decision that I've ever made in my life, and I made sure to run through the numbers over and over and over again just to make sure I can justify my purchase. The car is amazing and I love it more every single day, and I know that in the long run, it'll save me a whole bunch of money as well. So let me know down in the comments below, you guys, what is your dream Tesla build, and also what other videos would you like to see on the channel? It's so much fun being able to answer your questions, so if you do have a question, don't hesitate to leave it down in the comments below. I promise you I will get back to you as soon as possible. Alright you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it useful, make sure to leave a like and also make sure to subscribe to stay tuned for what's next. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.